Ladies and gentlemen, the 7-3 Buffalo Bills return to Detroit on Thanksgiving to take on the 4-6 Detroit Lions, who's currently on their first three-game win streak since 2017. Both teams are looking to keep up their momentum in front of a national audience on Thursday, but before I can fully break down this matchup, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Now, let's talk about the Detroit Lions offense, who were fortunate enough to be handed short field after short field on Sunday, though this shouldn't take away from this group's ability to finish off drives. The man leading this group into this important game is quarterback Jared Goff, who continues to manage games effectively. He's been efficient and hasn't been asked to do much all year long, and that trend continued against the Giants, where he went 17 for 26 for just 165 yards. He hasn't made any mistakes, neither has running back Jamal Williams. In fact, Williams has been pretty good in short yardage this year, having 12 rushing touchdowns, the most in the NFL. He had 3 more on Sunday, and he'll be someone the Bills need to watch out for. DeAndre Swift and Justin Jackson also come in to round out a very solid Lions running game. In the receiving game, though, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown leading the charge, and he's been very good for Detroit this year. He had 76 yards on 7 catches and overall has had 594 reception yards this season. DJ Chark was brought in, and the Lions hoped he'd be a big part of this offense, but he's been the exact opposite. Tight end Brock Wright also features in the offense, but expect the Lions to be run heavy this Thursday against a battered Buffalo Bills defense. The numbers were inflated slightly when the Browns scored a garbage time touchdown, but it was an overall solid day from this group. They did give up 324 passing yards to Jacoby Brissett, but they were able to not break in the key parts of the game. They stopped the Browns deep in Bills' territory on a 4th down, and Matt Milano was able to recover a fumble for Buffalo. And speaking of linebacker Matt Milano, he's been fantastic this year, and he should seriously be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Another player that should be mentioned there is safety Jordan Poyer, who is yet to lose when on the field for the Bills this season. He was fantastic and had a few key pass breakups for the Bills. Now, the Bills' biggest concern this week was stopping the Browns' run game, and they did a good job at that. Nick Chubb had just 19 yards, and Kareem Hunt had only 32 yards on the ground, with defensive tackle Ed Oliver being a big reason why this group was so good in that category. But the pass defense, and specifically the cornerbacks, need to be better. This group with Christian Benford, Dane Jackson, and Xavier Rhodes all need to do better against Detroit and need to somehow find a way to win a jump ball. And Bills fans will certainly hope that Tre'Davious White finally makes his much-anticipated season debut. In order to get a result, though, the Bills' defense needs to stem this streaky Lions offense on the ground and get more pressure on the immobile Jared Goff. We need to move on now to the Bills offense, who finally played a clean game. They did not commit any turnovers, and as a result, they were able to score a second-half touchdown for the first time since Week 6 against Kansas City. Josh Allen had rather unremarkable stats, throwing 18 for 27 for 197 yards and having a lone touchdown pass. There was a clear game plan to make sure Allen does not take any risks, and his check-down game definitely improved. When he did throw, his favorite target was tight end Dawson Knox, who had 7 catches for 70 yards. Gabe Davis had a couple of drops, including a potentially costly onside kick touch, but he still finished the day with 5 catches for 68 yards. Stephon Diggs was surprisingly quiet on Sunday, but filling his void was the running game. Devin Singletary and James Cook were both fantastic, with each of them having 86 yards on the ground. James Cook in particular finally got real touches on the ball, and he awarded the Bills for giving him that opportunity. He looks so much better than his Week 1 fumble against the Rams, where he definitely was nervous. The Bills' offense will need to keep their game plan clean against the young Detroit Lions defense. This unit led the team to a dominant victory over the Giants, and they made Daniel Jones look very pedestrian. Aiden Hutchinson had a huge interception while drifting back into coverage, and this gave him his second INT of the year. This group is led by that rookie defensive edge, linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez, who we can remember from the Hard Knocks series back in the summer. Now, usually cornerback Jeff Okudah is a big part of this group, but he'll be out this week against the Bills due to concussion. In his place will be Jerry Jacobs and safety Kirby Joseph. Joseph in particular has been pretty good this year, having 2 forced fumbles and 2 interceptions. He's been one of the more underrated defensive rookies in the NFL this year. Alex Anzalone is a huge tackler for this team, but he, like many of his teammates, cannot get to the quarterback. They'll need to generate some pressure on Josh Allen and at least make him uncomfortable, because when he's uncomfortable, he will commit turnovers and mistakes. It'll be a tough ask for this group to stop Allen and the Bills this Thursday, but they can certainly make it a good fight. So, with all of that out of the way, here's what our BSC panel is predicting for this Week 12 Thanksgiving matchup.
It moves him back 1st and 15. Allen a deep drop, letting the routes develop. Floating one! Foster inside the 5 and in for the touchdown! This game is tied midway for the 4th.
Designed to clear things up for him. He's going to run all the way across the field.